What's going on, guys? Zers here, and in today's video I want to talk about a subject that is kind of random, but I do still think is very important to discuss, and that topic is anonymity on the internet. In particular, more about the anonymity of the individuals who make a lot of YouTube videos. Specifically in the anti-feminist and MGTOW community, because I was just, it's not only that I got a couple of comments and a couple of emails of people saying the same thing, and basically, and they were saying thanks for putting your name out there and making these videos and talking about these topics, because if I were to do it, I'd probably lose my job. And just a second ago before I started recording, there's this one chick who said the same thing, although she's showing her face, but she had the same fear, basically, that if anyone caught her with her anti-feminist opinions, she might end up not being able to find a job. And I was just thinking about that for a little while, actually. It's not just recently, but just something that crosses my mind is the genuine fear of losing your livelihood. I remember someone actually asked me a question a little while ago. They said, are you ever worried about being doxxed? Are you ever worried that people are going to find out the things you're saying? Honestly, no. The answer to that question is no. I'm never scared of being doxxed. I'm never scared of people sending me mean things or anything like that. I mean, I went to high school. I mean, I learned martial arts for a reason. Um, so no, honestly, if you are a viewer and you've ever wondered, am I ever scared that, my face is on the internet? No, not really. As I am now, hardly anyone even knows who I am anyway. So I feel like I have a lot of freedom to be politically incorrect. And even if I was like a big YouTuber, I'd still be politically incorrect. I'd still, be honest. I think that's honesty. I think is one of the most important things in the world. If I'm gonna be completely honest, and having an honest opinion and being real and being transparent with people, especially if you're trying to convince them of something, so you don't end up manipulating them. You just end up, trying to change their mind with the truth. And if they don't like it, it is what it is. But going back to the whole anonymity thing, it honestly, it really kind of scares me that people have this fear, and the reason why is because it's a legitimate fear. It really does make sense. Um, Everyone knows what happened with the whole Dogwgate thing, where like two guys were joking, and I forgot the girl's name. I think it was like Andrea. Some woman got mad, tweeted their picture, and they lost their job. And I'm pretty sure everyone who watches anti-feminist commentary and all that pretty much knows about that story. But the fact is, a man lost his job because he made a joke. I mean, just made a penis joke with his friend. It's the most benign thing in the world. And I mean, the woman lost her job too, but it's just ridiculous that people lose their jobs over things that aren't conducive to the quality of work that they do. People, can't do their job because they have the wrong opinion. I mean, imagine you can't be a sanitary worker or a garbage collector because you don't think women are oppressed. I mean, if the person can do the job, they can do the job. What difference does it make if they don't have the same political point of view? In all honesty, the whole thing of firing people because they said something politically incorrect, or firing someone because they don't feel the way you feel, I've always found to be ridiculous. I figured, you got the person to do the job, and if they can do the job, I mean, who cares how they feel in their private life? Just recently, and I might make a whole video topic on this, but just another example. Clementine Ford got called a slut by some guy, sent an email to his work, and he got fired. I mean, the most ridiculous thing in the world. It has absolutely nothing to do with his job. Something he does in his private life. And if he's a jerk in his private life, as long as he's not like a pedophile, I mean, so what? He called a woman a slut. I mean, serious question. Is she a slut? you know, Maybe we should stop using the word slut. I'm going to start using strumpet, because I don't think a lot of people know what the word strumpet means, but with context clues, you can figure it out, especially with what I just said. But back on topic, a man lost his job because, because he insulted. And look, I mean, you shouldn't insult random people unless you're joking around, or, unless you're calling someone stupid because they said something stupid. I don't really think insulting social justice feminists are conducive to anything. I mean, again, for a laugh, I mean, I don't care. It is what it is. But in all seriousness, yeah, it's not really a good idea. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Just overall, I try and I call them dumbasses because the things they say is just completely absurd. But I try to use the word slut correctly because I try to master the English language. But it's just I'm sorry. The thing, it just really bothers me that the man lost his job for calling someone a slut. It's not just because I use the word slut all the time. It just really irks me. So I guess personally, I never worry about not being able to get a job because like I'm a voice actor. So the people who book me, they don't even see my face, so they don't have to worry about my opinions. You just have to worry about my voice. So I'm never worried about it. But I mean, overall, it just really bothers me that people are have this legitimate fear of not being able to hold down a job anymore because they expressed an anti-feminist opinion. And I think that really more than anything kind of explains who the real victims are. And I don't really like having a victimhood complex, but when you look at objective reality and you're seeing people lose their jobs because they called someone a slut, or they lose their job because they made a penis joke, or they lose their jobs because they don't have the same opinion, something isn't right. Something is going on. And again, you can objectively see what is happening here. And so I understand exactly why a lot of people have their avatars and are anonymous. It's very interesting to me, though. I'm going to be completely honest. I noticed a lot of people who are anonymous on the internet end up getting a really huge following. I guess the whole anonymous thing really, I guess the mystique of not knowing who the person is really helps them out. I don't know. It's just something I've noticed, just personally, just, going on YouTube. I think that's one thing. I don't know. I understand the anonymity, and I'm not really making this video to say that you're a bad person if you're anonymous. I don't really care one way or the other. I mean, it's your life. You can do whatever you want to do. The real thing that gets me is people feel a need to be anonymous. People feel a need to be in the shadows to have an opinion. And I don't think, you should have to be anonymous to say, I think men and women should work together. I think men and women should be with each other. I think it's stupid that men and women have to compete with one another to be in a stable, functioning relationship. I think it's garbage. I think it's trash. And I don't think I should have to be an anonymous person with an avatar to say. I mean, of course, it might be kind of ironic to hear me say that now because I'm recording my voice. But, in my other videos, you can see my face clearly, obviously. But the point that I'm making, again, I'm not knocking anonymous people. I don't want anyone to stay here and interpret that I'm saying you should all come from the shadows and be bold. I'm just saying, I think it's a sign of the times, honestly. I think the need for anonymity itself is a sign that says something's wrong. Something's wrong in the world. Something's wrong in our culture here in America, that people feel like they can't express themselves honestly for fear of losing their livelihood. I think if anything, it really shows who the real victims are. I mean, for example, a buddy of mine, Lauren Southern, when she got really popular for a long time. I think she's still pretty popular now, but when she held up the sign, there is no rape culture, she had a huge target on her back, and people were jumping down her throat, calling her mean names and all that. And I thought it was ridiculous. She just had an opposite opinion. She wasn't hurting anybody. I mean, and even if Lauren doesn't think there's a rape culture, I mean, if there is a rape culture, it doesn't change because someone doesn't think that's the case. Reality is. And I guess a lot of feminists and social justice warriors don't understand that concept of reality being, something that exists independent of their subjective worldview. I think that's a huge problem with them. But again, I think Lauren's a pretty good example. She got hounded, just for doing that. I guess she was being antagonistic, but honestly, she shouldn't have gotten all the shit that she got. And that goes the same for anyone here on the internet. Of course, you can't expect to not get anything on the internet. It's not what I'm saying, that you should expect to get on the internet and not be insulted. What the main point of this video I want to get over is the fact that people feel a need to be anonymous, and people feel a need to say, hey, thanks for being there, Zeus, doing what I can't do. And of course, no problem, guys. I mean, if you're one of those people, no, I got your back. Don't worry about it. I like doing what I do, and again, honesty, I think, is gonna win at the end of the day. But think about that for a second. I mean, that you're afraid that you won't be able to put food on the table because you don't feel the way your boss feels. You don't feel the way that the main culture feels. God forbid you're joking with your buddy and you call him a faggot, and you lose all your food. You can't buy anything to eat anymore because you're just playing around. I don't know. This is a relatively short video. I just kind of wanted to put that thought out there. I was just thinking about it. Again, this one girl said that she's afraid that she won't be able to get a job because she's making anti-feminist videos now, and it just kind of irks me a little. It just kind of bothers me that these feminists and these social justice warriors have such a strangle on the culture, and yet they're still somehow portray themselves to be the victim. You can get people fired from their jobs, because they said a word you didn't like. And somehow you're the victim. Clementine Ford got this man fired. And somehow she's the victim now, she needs help, goodness gracious. I mean, even with I was gonna bring up Zoe Quinn, but whatever. This video's gone on long enough. So, like I said, I just want to leave you guys with that thought. Comment below. What are your thoughts on the whole this need for anonymity? Because our culture strangleholds differing opinions. What do you think? What do you guys think is gonna happen in the future? Those are the questions I want to leave you with, and some old thoughts. So, with that being said, man, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. There wasn't much, but I certainly hope you got something out of it. And if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, have a great day. I will see you cool cats soon. Adios.